a snake bite right for the first time in his career. But a lot of darts to be played before then.
First leg, Brian, the throw first. Game on.
This is the opening game of the afternoon. The winner through to the final day, the last 16 here at the International Darts Open. It is a man who was the #1 in the WDF system until he got his tour card at the start of the year. Belgium's Brian Raman taking on the Portuguese man of scores, Jose de Sousa. Nigel Pearson is alongside me because we've added a little bit of TV glamour to the Euro Tour this year.
You're on form already, Dan. You've not even warmed up yet. Afternoon, everybody. Wherever you're watching from, good to be back here at the International Darts Open, and quite a lineup this afternoon and this evening as well. The big scoring Jose de Sousa of Portugal looking to make his way through to round 3. Of course, a lot of the players in action today only made their way out here yesterday, while players like this man, Brian Raman, were doing their stuff on the big stage and playing well. And that's exactly what he did in beating David Schlichting 6-3 yesterday. Brian Raman, a very impressive display to open proceedings yesterday as Jose goes close to registering the first 180 of the afternoon.
Even a maximum would have left him on a bogey number, so Raman kind of knows that he should get to a double first, but only a ton there. Does open the door. Jose should be looking back up.
59.
Yeah. Got the numbers right.
Brian, you require 124.
Won the English Open last year, Brian. Practices a lot with his fellow countryman, Dimitri van den Berg.
Yes, so you require 1.
He's down to double 16 already after 15 darts, so de Sousa now looking to really lay a marker down. He went for it.
100.
And we've seen him do
Brian,
that before.
You require 32.
So successfely. Mac Elkin watching the action.
Game
Looks
shot
after Jose de Sousa, but Brian Raman has done the business there. Held his throw. He's a nice, steady player who I'm sure big things can be expected of Brian in the forthcoming months and years ahead.
Oh, look, I know that with so few tournaments taking place over the last couple of years in the
58
WDF side of things, they've obviously had it a lot tougher than the PDC, where they've just catered for 128 players. They came from players all over the world, so putting on tournaments very difficult. Jose produces the first maximum of this contest. So how much stock you put in the world rankings on that side, it's completely up to you, but there is no doubting that to get to #1 in the WDF system over the last couple of years, that is an achievement. Brian Raman has got something about him. What he can go on and do in the PDC, I do not know. It's going to be interesting finding out, but we could see a real statement from him this weekend. Another treble here would have left him on a finish, but as it is, Jose de Sousa has got a couple of visits to level up the match.
He's clearly a good player, Brian Raman. Impressive yesterday, did the job. David Schlichting showed signs of what he can do. It was a good opening yesterday, that. Overall, a good session yesterday afternoon.
85.
Looking at the 16 matches of yesterday in the first round, very, very enjoyable action up there on the big stage. Now, Jose de Sousa, 68 now to level in the second leg of the game.
36. Brian, you require 139.
This is tricky. Oh, what a shot this would be. Oh, 139, one of the toughest out shots in the game.
So
very nearly wrapped up by the Belgian.
Well, that would have brought the house down as Jose responds with the double 16 and a wry smile from Brian Raman. It was a wonderful effort, but it wasn't to be. And Jose de Sousa is level at 1 leg apiece in this second round clash. And Raman is playing really nicely here. Again, like yesterday, we're on the short format of first to 6 legs. Wins the match.
Jose, the #2 seed, as you can see on the scoreboard there. The seedings for this were determined way back last year. So we had the qualifiers for
57.
2 Euro Tours that were played last year and a third which didn't actually come to pass in the end. So the qualifiers carry on forward to this particular tournament, the first one of 2022. Does mean that we've had some weird situations like Wayne Jones, who was playing yesterday, even though he lost his tour card in the time since. It does mean that Joe Cullen is the top seed. Gerwyn Price only seeded number 5, despite the fact he won both Euro Tours last year.
Yeah, you try and explain that to people who don't understand the game. And it's not the easiest to explain, but you do it very well, Dan. And, yeah, it's a few anomalies in this tournament, but how good is it to see the European Tour back in action? I've only seen it on a monitor, my first visit to one of these events this weekend. Thoroughly enjoying it as well. Great atmosphere. One of these people, double 12, the target for the special one. Well below. We want to nail it. Dear me, it's double 1.
Game show.
Oh, never in doubt. He says, never in doubt. It's a breaker throw. It's significant from that point of view. And he recovered well there. And it's 2-1, Jose.
Well, he's so fortunate there to drag it down to the double 6. It's actually, he's benefited from it being so bad that it hit the single 10. If he'd got the line right, he probably drags it into the double 10 and busts his score. So Jose de Sousa, so bad it's good, and will quite happily take the breaking throw and go 2-1 up. Winner of this plays either Mensur Suljevic, a man who knows how to succeed in this particular tournament here in Riesa, or Dimitri van den Berg, whom we saw yesterday. 85. Very impressive stuff from the Belgian.
Yeah, it was a quality display from Dimmy yesterday, wasn't it? Job thoroughly well done.
97.
Again, Dimitri van den Berg, top 10 in the world rankings, having to come through the first round because he wasn't in the top 16 in the Pro Tour order of merit when the qualifiers were held a few months ago.
And that's why we were discussing afterwards back at the hotel last night with quite a few people about first round action on a Friday, and you've got big names like Dimitri van den Berg, Daryl Gurney, all here on the Friday having to go through the first round tie.
Well,
to
the
get here.
European champion didn't get through the first
exactly.
round. Won one leg, Rob Cross.
Yeah.
Christoph Kachuk securing his spot in round 2. You'll see him later today as Ryan Raman looks again at the 139, but this time doesn't worry it.
43. Jose, you require 78.
20 for tops for Jose de Sousa, the special one for 3-1. Halfway to the finish line, but his finishing lets him down. And the door is still open now for the Belgian, Brian Raman.
One of these awkward finishes could get 2 darts at a double, might not get a single dart. Yeah, nothing at all.
Yeah.
Can make that look very, very easy. Can also make it look absolutely impossible. Unfortunately for Brian, it was the latter that he displayed there. And Jose for 3-1. He nearly hit this accidentally in the last lap, Jose.
Well, this is by no means certain. Absolutely. The opportunity now for Raman to break back. One dart in hand, nails it. Oh, he kept his cool all right there. That's impressive. His demeanour on the stage is good. No lack of self-confidence. And we're locked up 2 legs apiece here. Good match.
Well, even yesterday, when he was having a bit of a struggle at times against David Schlichting, he was still playing with a smile on his face. In spells, anyway. He was getting frustrated, but it looks like he's quite happy to be up on the stage in front of what is, I don't think we're quite sold out here this afternoon, but it's a big old crowd.
Yeah.
I've got an official number on how many we've got in, but it wouldn't surprise me if we were the sort of 1,400 mark.
Yeah, good atmosphere here. Certainly the floor level busy this afternoon. I'm sure there'll be even more here tonight for a Saturday night of darts in Riesa.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're sold out for this evening.
Yeah.
So it will be lively. And as always with a darts crowd, it tend to sort of go through the gears. This lot will, a bit like Nige, he'll become unruly and ungovernable by about 4:15 this afternoon, I'd imagine.
4:15?
Well,
that
I
late?
was being generous.
No, I was out just enjoying the sights of the town on Thursday when we arrived, and popped in one establishment, and the owner of that particular establishment, all he wanted to talk about was coming to the darts this weekend.
55.
Fine establishment it was as well.
Irish establishment?
Could have been.
Yeah, I thought so.
42. Ryan, you require.
Well,
66.
loads of options for this. Oh, lovely. How about double eight?
Game shot.
Well done.
Beautiful.
Made it look easy, Dan, didn't he? 3-2, Brian Raman leads. Well and truly, game on against the number 2 seed, Jose de Sousa of Portugal. The special one. He'll be a little bit concerned, Jose.
Well, he has had darts to win every single leg.
96.
Yep.
Missed one at the bull in the third leg for that 89. Almost took that incredible 139 finish. And then he's had lots of lower end finishers, the 32, 40 and 66 there. Jose de Sousa's got a bit of a battle on his hands here against the Belgian, who, let's remember, is playing in his very first European Tour event.
58.
Yeah, it's good, it's impressive, and like I say about his body language and his demeanour on the big stage, Brian Raman, he's enjoying himself up there. Maybe he had the attitude, look, if I get through the first round, anything else is a bonus. But Jose's going to have to dig deep with performances like that visit to leave himself the big fish.
140. Jose, you require 170.
Well, it's on his throw, so this is just to stay level at 3 apiece. Jose de Sousa, when he comes back after these 3 darts from Brian Raman of Belgium, the WDF number 1.
Jose, you require
Of course, the old traditional lakeside venue is the destination again for that particular World Championship, as Jose hits the double and levels at 3 legs apiece here in the International Darts Open. Hope you're enjoying yourselves with our coverage wherever in the world you're watching and however you're watching. We are having a ball here in Risa this weekend.
99.
I think Jose is well aware of the standard of the opponent by now, and he knows he's got his hands full here, Dan.
125.
Yeah, I don't think they're any strangers. They have. I'm not sure if they've played. They played once before, I believe, these guys. Yes, they did. They met at the UK Open 3 years ago.
123.
And although Jose won it 6-4, it was, how can I term this? Garbage. They're both average low 80s. It's nowhere near what they're capable. But I think Brian is part of the same management group. You saw Mac Elkin down, sat watching.
Yeah.
In his big puffer jacket.
45.
Just down the side there.
Come on, the Villa.
You require 142.
But I think Jose will be well aware of Brian. I don't know if they practice together or whatever.
Brian mainly practices with Dimmy.
63.
Well, we know that.
Also
I mean,
part of
Jose
that.
stayed with Dimmy and
Yeah.
Leicester and
Yeah.
Fairview time, so they're all pretty tight, I would imagine.
Yeah.
58. Brian, you require 79.
Okay. Brian Raman just checks the scoreboard. He knows he's got time here. That yellow carpet's looking nice and clean again today. Tell Mervyn. Down the board.
71.
Brian Raman still back for double 4. Back down the board he goes, Jose. So
36.
that's a great setup, isn't it? Brilliant to leave tops for the special one. So that Raman knows there's pressure here now. This has got to go.
So close
Game
to
shot,
boxing the
seventh
first
leg.
dart, but manages to pin the double 2, 4-3, Brian Raman. He has managed to put 14 points on his average from his rather lacklustre display in the first round against David Schlichting. Yesterday he turned up in what was basically a polo shirt with his name scrawled on it and played amateurish darts. Today, he's come out with his proper dart shirt and looks like a player who's top of a world ranking somewhere. So he is transformed from yesterday, Brian Raman. He's giving Sousa de Sousa a lot to be concerned about.
54.
Yeah, Raman's up at 94 average. Jose's at 94.69.
Same number of darts at double, as you can see.
Yep, good stats.
57.
Bottom of your screen.
But put it this way, there are 3 legs. Sousa hasn't even got a dart at a double in. There's only 1 leg that Brian Raman hasn't had darts
59.
I always think that's quite a useful indicator of how this game could go or could have gone.
Well, Raman is 2 legs away, but still a lot of work to do to get to that finish line before we bring on Damon Heta and Daryl Gurney for the second match of the afternoon session.
What's your pick of the games this afternoon night? Which do you think is the one?
60.
James Wade, Vincent van der Voort, be a good one.
Well, Vincent did, I think it was top average yesterday, wasn't
Yeah.
it? 103.5.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That's the penultimate game of the afternoon.
One run out.
And I promise I won't be rowdy by then.
Well, promises. We shall see.
Best behaviour, Dan, you know that. We're on tour, but best behaviour.
95.
95
Ryan
for
require
Sousa leaves him one of those
144.
mid-range finishes.
Yep.
And he will get a go at it. You would think Sousa goes aggressive here and goes at the treble
Jose
19, but these
require
soft players love a
93.
bullseye. Oh, he does go aggressive. Means he gets 2 darts at the double, and he needs them both. Superb stuff from Sousa de Sousa. Level game at 4.
Yeah, it's a good game as well. Really good way to start this second day, the second round of the International Darts Open. Good start from Brian Raman. Tour card this year.
134.
WDF #1 on the English Open last year. Looks the part.
77.
What do you think, Dan? Is it mentality-wise for Brian? He just thought, I've got through the first round. Anything else is a bonus now? Maybe.
I was astonished to see Brian last night. I'm pretty sure most of the way through last night's session, Brian Raman was still in the building. He was still here, drinking in the atmosphere of the Euro Tour, despite having started off the afternoon session yesterday.
Living the dream.
Well, quite. I mean, look, I love the Euro Tour, but most players would have packed up and gone by then. But see.
Brilliant finishing from Brian Raman. And now, Jose de Sousa has got to win the next 2 legs to stay in this tournament. I'll tell you what, this is a fella well worth watching going forward. I don't necessarily just mean tomorrow, if he does get the job done here. This type of performance gets his name out there, Dan, makes people sit up and take notice of who exactly he is.
Well, has he got his eyes on a potential last 16 clash with his pal Dimmick?
With his practice partner.
Dimitri Vandenberg takes on Mensur Suljevic, 2 players who know each other very, very well. They've had some high-profile meetings in the past. This game isn't done yet, though.
No. But Jose de Sousa, make no mistake, is fighting to stay in this tournament.
40.
And Raman's finishing
You require
16, 18,
161.
14, 17 and 15 darts. It's looking like 5 apiece for the first time in this tournament. Didn't go the distance in any of the games yesterday.
What he thinks he's left, what he was trying to do.
So you require 30.
Look, double 15, under no pressure whatsoever. Now he's blocked it. Oh, this would get incredibly daft. What a silly way this would be to lose the game when it looked for all the world like it's going to a last leg decider. Jose de Sousa has got his maths wrong, left an awkward double, missed inside, and there's a huge amount of pressure on this double 4.
He's lucky here that Brian wasn't on a finish.
Well, he's left at 103, which he took out in the last leg
There
as
you
well.
go.
Doesn't matter, we are going last leg decider. Jose shakes his head because he made it a little more awkward than it needed to be.
Brian to throw first.
Yep.
Game on.
The first last leg decider of this International Darts Open, and being played at a nice pace.
100.
A ton to start with. Is that enough, or will Jose de Sousa show us his true scoring prowess? 180 so far. Snatchy first dart. Oh dear,
41.
and Raman, who started with a ton, knows that was fine. That's fine, he's well ahead here.
Jose de Sousa, the best he's produced in this game is a 13-darter. After that, it's a 15-darter. So a 5-visit leg. Unless Jose produces his best leg of the match, Brian Raman knows 15 darts, that's all he needs.
Job
and the
done.
game is
Yeah,
his.
yeah.
And it is looking increasingly less likely that Jose de Sousa is going to... In fact, it's impossible to pull out a 12-darter here. Because a 180 doesn't even get him to a finish.
59.
Troublous visit, but he's got time on his side.
And he's still like a 180. He would love one, in fact.
Of course he would.
It is only a second maximum from one of the biggest 180 hitters in the world. It's not a bad time to pull it out of the back pocket, is it?
He could still pinch this match from Brian Raman's pocket. All about the setup from here for the special one. Snatchy
Time in the match. It looked like a loose start the previous bit. The final day here in Sousa.
Bei seinem European Tour debut in Runde 3, Brian, your debut into round 3, beating the world number 7. That's not a bad start to your European Tour life, this.
No, it's not bad. It feels good. I mean, yeah, it's incredible what I did now. It's like I was really nervous to take out a 66, but yeah, it didn't show on the board, so it was just 2 darts. That's amazing to win against Jose because he's a top-class player.
When you won your tour card at the beginning of the year, now you're showing these performances on the stage. Is that reassurance for you as well that I belong here, I belong on these stages, I belong in front of crowds as well?
When I won my tour card, I was like, the first Pro Tour I played well, but then I put too much pressure on myself. I was struggling with my confidence, but this helps me a lot.
Brian, congratulations, absolutely fantastic performance. In der dritten Runde, Brian Raman.
Thank you, everyone.